Requiem for a Desert Sage by David Manier in memory of Bruce Boel. Canto One, sung by Luke. Stay quiet until you can sing. Stay still until you can dance. Keep trying until you must stop. Keep calm, except with the jerks. Don't cling to the self, don't cling to the things. Let it all go into the desert. Let it all go into the dust. There will be nights when all will be quiet. Save for coyotes, you can hear howl. There will be nights when no one will care. Save for the dogs who love you somehow. There will be nights when all will be one. There'll be no more sun, all will be done. Let it all go into the desert. Let it all go into the dust. People will come, people will go, some will be clothed, some will be nude. Let them all come, let them all go, into the desert, into the dust. The moon will be there on the coldest of nights. Dogs will be there, whimpering low. Rats will come out and gnaw on some bones. You can drink it all in when you're sleeping alone. Eat some good pizza, drink some good beer, get some good meat to give to the dogs. Burn some wild sage, burn some good weed. All is the same in the desert alone. Play on some drums, play 45s, play in the hot tub, some girls will come by. Play with the dogs, play with yourself. All is the same in the desert alone. Have I dreamed other lives? Have I dreamed other wives? Have I dreamed of coyotes and cacti and knives? Have I dreamed of great wealth? Have I dreamed of good health? I'm here in the desert, no torment, no self. Why not go to the north where waters run cool? We'll swim and we'll drink and we'll play in the pool. We'll have lots of friends, we'll have lots of joy. No, fuck it, the desert, now leave me, old boy. I'm here like the rhino, I'm here like the sun. I don't care what will go, I don't care what will come. I'm living each day as if it's my last. I'll drink it all in until it's all past. Smokes. That must be COVID. Gotta be COVID. Fuck the rivers and rain, fuck the trees with their leaves, fuck the cold winter nights, fuck the birds and the bees, fuck Graham and Dan, fuck Caleb and Sam. I'm here in the desert, I'll be here all night. I'm here in the desert, I'll be here all night. I'm here in the desert, no torment, no self. I'm here in the desert, just wait and I'll tell. Did you think you'd find happiness going to Spain? Did you think you'd find happiness drinking champagne? Did you need all those books? Did you need all those dreams? Come out to the desert, you'll see how it seems. You don't need goddamn books. You don't need those damn girls. You don't need a damn thing. Come alone by yourself. Come into the desert and there you will see. It all turns to dust. With nothing you're free. Alone in the desert on long summer nights, I sit and I gaze at the moon. Alone in the desert on long summer nights, it all will be over soon. That was Canto One. Excuse me. That was Canto number 1, sung by Luke. This is, excuse me, I have COVID. Yeah, so This is Canto number 2, sung by Crazy Dave. The sage of the desert, I said. So we laughed together that night, as we both gulped the beer from our mugs on opposite sides of the world. His eye slits were tired and red, there on the screen as I watched. His hair was gray, straggly, and long. We knew we were no longer young. In the desert, the nights were so long. The stars filled the clear, cloudless skies. Coyotes were singing their song. And the rats gnawed his meager supplies. I found wisdom here in the desert. Wisdom and real peace of mind. I'll be here in the desert, come see, like a rhino, just the doggies and me. I've got beer kegs here on tap, a choice between porter and ale. Get your white ass out here, mofo. I'm hooked on a feeling, you know. I knew, but I couldn't respond. That night as I gulped on my beer, the desert seemed distant and dry, and I had my own gnawing fear. Come on, aren't you called Crazy Dave? He taunted and laughed, then he said, blink twice and you'll be in the grave. What good will your fears do you there? Aren't you the one who said to be brave? You said that you didn't care. In the city, you're somebody's slave. Forget your damn mortgage, you square. Yes, Luke had my number that night. I couldn't reply in all truth. So I nodded and said, just sit tight. I'll be out there real soon, good St. Luke. He knew I had lied, though he smiled. We saw it in each other's eyes. I never would see him again, that rogue of the long desert nights. Canto number 3, sung by Graham. I apologize for my COVID, but that's the way it goes. Canto number 3, somebody's calling me. Canto number 3, sung by Graham. My life back at home is just grand. I've got a nice house, a career. I came to the desert with nothing in hand, just looking for wisdom and beer. Desert wisdom is shit, to be sure, but tell me about it, I said. So Luke and I sat and drank beer all night long, and all of it went to my head. He talked about silence and dust. He talked about long desert days. He talked about sitting and watching the dogs. He talked until dawn's early rays. He sang to the moon as she hung in the sky. He sang to the dogs as they slept. We drank beer and we talked and we sang through the night. We sang till I thought I'd drop dead. The mind is primordially pure, Luke said with a devilish grin. Your feelings and thoughts just obscure your true mind. Watch them rise and poof, disappear. Don't grasp after your thoughts as they rise, or cling on to them while they are there. They rise and they fall till there's nothing at all, like dust blown away in the air. I woke the next day afternoon. The sun was high in the sky. Luke had left me alone, so I got in my car and left without saying goodbye. If you lost track, that was Canto number 3. This is Canto number 4, sung by Caleb. Sorry for the COVID, you guys. Canto number 4, sung by Caleb. I went to the desert with love and hopes for a better life. I thought I could help him and learn from him both, but nothing went as I planned. The desert was harsh, dry, and barren. The coyotes howled all night long. I thought we'd make music and art, but mostly we just sat and drank. Life in the desert is hard, with few folks around to have fun. You can play with the dogs and sink and sit and drink beer, but sometimes that's all that there was. I wanted the best for my friend. I tried to help him a lot, but he was stubborn and loved his new life. In the end, we just had to part. I tried to learn from the desert, meditating well into the night. I sure tried my best and did what I could. In the end, it just wasn't right. So I had to leave my best friend there in the desert alone. Well, he had his cute dogs and some friends in the town, and I had more places to go. His days in the desert were good. I'm less sure about the long nights. He liked his life there. He chose it, you know, but leaving was sure hard to do. Perhaps he's found peace at last. I hope his soul is at rest. He lived as he chose. He had a fun life. God bless him, that rascally rogue. Canto 5, sung by Sam. The others didn't know him, not really. My great dear friend, good Saint Luke. The wisdom that flowed from his lips bounced off them just like off a wall. Just let the cloudiness settle, he once said, as he gazed at his beer. It's no use to start it or stop it. Just relax as the foam settles down. How they missed his wisdom is beyond me. They knew him as long as I did. They listened, but they didn't hear. As he told them the secrets of life. They come and they go like the tides. They appear and then they are gone. Gone forever. They come and they go like the tides. He said of the clouds in the sky. They appear and then they are gone, gone forever like dust in the air. What he said about clouds that day, he thought about us and himself. We have no more substance than dust, than ripples on fast-moving streams. We cling to our thoughts, to ourselves. We cling to all that we own. But clinging won't help. As we rise and we fall, what begins will soon be undone. I stayed with Luke in the desert. I stayed as long as I could. He shared wisdom with me that has changed my whole life. I pray Luke has found peace now at last. Canto 6, sung by Luke. Now that I'm dead, I cannot remember. Now that I'm dead, I cannot relate. Now that I'm dead, I cannot dissemble. Now that I'm dead, I cannot pretend. The desert was hot, sad, and sandy, and so was the beer half the time. I often felt awfully lusty. I hardly knew why, come to tell. I was searching for something much better, a life full of fire and hope. I thought I'd found wisdom out there with my dogs. In the end, what I found was myself. Yet not the real self I had sought. Yet not the true self I had sought. Good St. Luke is what they would call me. Some said I'd found wisdom at last. But if you go out to the desert, you'll find just what you have brought. That and the quiet and long starry nights. At the end, it all came in a flash. I knew just what I'd done wrong. But the time for changing was over. What was left was to sit and to wait. I'll say this to those who have loved me, a lesson I finally learned. You can go to the desert or go to the sea. What counts is who did you help, not who did you try not to hurt. What did you see when you stayed still and looked, not all that you missed while you slept. Yet love and the dance keep on living when lovers and dancers cannot